Up everyone, it is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into another 5 brands that dupe themselves. So I only have 3 brands this time, which I guess isn't too bad, but at the same time it's like it's never good when a brand is duping themselves, like I'm not supposed to notice or something. I don't know, but anyway, let's get into it. So I have these 2 Glam Light glosses. So this is the one from the Barbie collection, and then this is the one with Michaela, and they're literally the exact same color. They're just a glittery gloss, like the one Desi and Katie came out with Dose of Colors a long time ago. Because whenever I see a glittery gold gloss, now that's immediately what makes me think of Desi and Katie and how they, you know, had their glittery glosses. So, and I feel like it literally looks exactly the same, like it has the same shifting golds or whatever. The only thing that sucks is if you buy the set, if you buy the lipsticks, you can't buy just the lipstick, you have to buy like a whole set. So as you can see, it has the same glittery shimmery particles in it, and I'm just like, I don't need both these glosses, they're exactly the same. But you know, that's the way that they dupe themselves. And since you're forced to buy like the whole set of lip products with like the pencil and all that stuff, you have no choice but to have both these glosses whether you actually want them or not, because you can't buy the stuff individually. I would hope eventually in the future she does them individually, because it's like a lot of the time the lip pencil matches the lipstick, and I'm not the type of person who likes that sort of look. So you know, I'm not with that, and I don't necessarily want that. But you know, that's just a me thing. Next we have the the Bad Side Zodiac collection up against the Morte and Vita collection. So I figured I'd start off with the Fire palette and get it out the way. My bestie is actually a fire sign, but you know, we won't hold that against her. I'm just kidding. But see what I'm saying about how they look exactly the same? How you not dupe yourself? Look, all these colors look the same as this. So it's like one set of holiday palettes looks the same as a set of holiday palettes from like 2 years ago or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure Mocha came out at least 2-3 years ago. Don't quote me though. I feel like it came out in 2019. So that would be about 3 years ago. And Morte just recently came out again, and the next palette I'm about to show you is pretty much a dupe for that as well, and they just added some lighter shades for you to transition with. But this is both for them side by side. See how they look exactly the same? It's like, girl. But I mean, I know they have their go-to certain colors. The only thing is when they have go-to certain colors and they constantly make palettes, it's like you're constantly seeing a lot of repeats, and that's kind of annoying when it comes to me, because it's like, you know, as a makeup consumer, I love brand, but it's like I don't want 500 of the same color over and over again. So that's my only gripe with this Zodiac collection. A lot of them are looking similar. Next we have Morte and Water, and like I said, they just re-released Morte like this year. And I heard it sold out completely. All the stock they had in like 3 weeks. People were dying to get their hands on this palette when they didn't the first time. I had to, if you all remember my story time about this palette, I had to reach out to their customer service. But see what I'm saying? Like, look, it looks exactly the same here too. They just added these like nude shades and took out like the minty shades, or some of the minty shades for the nude shades. And I feel like this pretty much looks exactly the same too. So it's like, sis, like you don't need these palettes. I was still going to get this palette though, water sign, because you know, I am a water sign. I am a Scorpio and water gang. I was like, I need this palette for that. Like, my bestie was excited about the fire palette because, you know, she's a fire sign. She and my mom's birthdays are actually 2 days apart. So, there's that. But there's another palette that, you know, Melted duped themselves on. So, lastly, we have Earth and 420. So, please keep in mind, I did switch around my 420 palette. So some of the shades are actually from the Gemini palette, but I still feel like it is somewhat close enough to where, you know, you don't need both. See what I'm saying? It has lots of greenish and yellows in here, and it's greens and yellows in here. It's just this dark brown has been replaced with a more aubergine shade, and there's this yellow shimmer in here, and I put it out for a green shimmer because there was a yellow shimmer in this palette, but I took it out because it was so crumbly and horrible. It didn't do a good job. And when I ended up getting the new Gemini palette in the bundle with the Gemini 2, I just went ahead and put the shades in here to make me like this palette a little bit better, because I wasn't crazy about the other palette just because, you know, a lot of the shades didn't blend out as well as I was hoping and like. But here they are side by side. So as you can see, there's a good majority of patterns of colors that they like to use, and they use them pretty often. So since they use them pretty often, it's like, you know, you end up with a lot of the same shades over and over again. Again, like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but it's like if I already own lots of these things, I don't want to keep owning these same things 50 times over. Then I got a couple other palettes to talk about. What is it? I think it's glowing. No, not glowing eyes. Sorry, I had filmed this once, but then I ended up deleting the first part, so that's why I'm having to do the first part over again. So I have Glowing Haze up against, so that, what's the name of the palette? Should be right here. Against Cold Brew. Yeah, so both of those look similar as well. It's like one is a more like mauve purplish toned neutral palette, and this is a traditional taupe neutral palette. But you see what I'm saying? Like they're both the same palette, so it's like you either want one or the other one. I don't know what's going on with that, because they used to do a whole bunch of fun color, and then they started doing neutral things, and now they're doing this more these quads. So I don't know what direction the brand's going in, but I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm interested to see what's going on. But I do feel like they've been duping themselves a lot. Now we're gonna go to me in the future, and I'm gonna probably bring this topic up again because I ended up deleting part of this video by accident, the first part, so that's why I'm refilming it now. So when I say, like I was saying in the next part of the video, then I'm hoping it correlates and makes sense. But that's all I have for you. Let's go to me from the past. But like I was saying to the camera cut off, you don't need both of them, girl. Like, just pick which tone you like better. You like the more mauve purpley tones like I do, or do you like more of the cool tone neutrals like, you know, a lot of other people do for everyday wear? I would pick this one for everyday wear just because at least it has some like deeper vampire mauve-ish type colors, whereas this one is more everyday for the average person. But you don't need both. This, like, look at them. Like, you either like the purpley cool tone one, or you like the like neutrally brown cool tone one. But the thing is, they both cool tone palettes with like only a certain amount of shades you can use. I just feel like they was duping themselves with that, because like just because you changed the tone didn't mean you changed the pattern or anything. Pretty much is about this palette. So it's like, I'd rather just, you know, I'd rather just have the new one that they came out with in a new collection. But you know, that's just a me thing. And I'm noticing their like their social media presence and like the way they're doing stuff is changing, because it's like they have like a contest going on right now, and they don't normally do stuff like that. And then I noticed like I've been seeing a lot of commercials from them, so I'm wondering what's going on with that. I'm just like, so why are we doing all that all of a sudden? It's just more like a genuine curiosity type thing, not necessarily that I think they're in trouble or anything. I just wonder like what's going on. Why are we doing all that now? We weren't doing that before. The last ones I have are the, what is this, Lunar Lavender and then Glowing Iris. Now keep in mind the color stories these aren't the same. It's just more of the fact that they keep coming out with purple palettes. Like I just showed you 2 purple palettes from them. There's another purple palette from them along with this quad. So it's like, how many purple palettes do we need? I mean, a person loves purple. I'm not complaining. And to me, this looks like it's a combination of this palette and this palette without the cooler unique purple shade. So I don't know if they want to come out with purples again after they people said they didn't like the formula on this palette as much, so they want to come back with these purples and redeem themselves. Maybe that's why they came out with this collection. But I remember people talking about how they weren't a huge fan of the formula of this palette and how it didn't feel right. I don't know if it's because it came out during COVID and they couldn't get the same resources that they normally get, but I feel like this looks like it will pair really nicely with what is it, Glowing Haze. That's the first one I showed you all. Either way, they just keep coming out with a whole bunch of purple palettes, and I feel like if I hold all 3 of them up, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, hold on. So it's 1, 2, 3. Like, how many purples do we need, honey? I'm not complaining, because y'all know I love purple eyeshadow. I just thought it was interesting that they came out with so many purples so close together. I think, well, this one I think came out maybe a couple years ago, but it's like the fact that they turned around and did purple again after they did neutrals. I guess I expected them to do more colors since I'm used to them doing more colors, so that was just maybe my thought process behind it. But either way, I feel like they duped themselves once more, because the fact that we have 3 purple palettes for me to sit here and talk about and the brand hasn't been around that long. I feel like they've been around less than 10 years. So I'm like, the fact that they've been around less than 10 years and they already like repeating color stories, I'm just saying, okay. But you know, Melt has done the same thing because they really like certain things, or else they wouldn't be in this video. So I mean, it's just, if that's their preference, that's their preference. I'm not mad. I just want to keep you informed, since you know you out here spending your coins and you could be just holding on to them because you know everything looking real similar like. So those are the 5 brands that dupe themselves, or like the 5 palettes I have from 2 different brands that dupe themselves. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Let me know down below what you thought about the last 2, because I feel like the very last one with the purples weren't super exact, but I just wanted to point out the fact that it wasn't like super long ago they had came up with purple, where that we had forgot that they had came out with purple, and then they're coming out with a whole purple collection again. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.